All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises for you to practice and complete, and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. Today, we are going to be working in the December warm-ups section. At the top here is a little animated video to give you a synopsis of what you're going to be doing for Craig that month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz that relates to the video up above. Underneath that are all of the exercises within this section. And then once you complete those exercises, there is this optional section here where we have some sample posts that you can share on LinkedIn to share with the world what it is that you've been working on. So let's go into the exercise where we are going to practice adding batch sales receipts. Go ahead and click on that, and when you do, you will see the exercise appear for you. Now I have it over here on the right-hand side so that it's easier to follow along. So let's go ahead and get started. Our scenario today is that 3 customers came into the office at once and Craig didn't have time to create the sales receipts, so he left a note for you with details. 2 paid with checks, which Craig deposited on his mobile app, and 1 paid with PayPal. So to complete this exercise, you need to grab a copy of Craig's note. Click the link beneath the warm-ups video in the QBO Gym to grab a copy, as we'll use it for the exercise. So scroll back up to the top here. Here is the animated video. Here is that button that says Note from Craig. Go ahead and click on that so it downloads. When it does, you can go ahead and open it. And here you will see those 2 checks from Amy and Bill. And then there is a note here for Duke that was paid with PayPal. So since Craig upgraded to QBO Advanced, we can now use batch transactions for sales receipts. So let's go ahead and practice that. As a note here, you must be completely logged out of your QBOA account prior to opening the Advanced Sample Company, or it will just upload your own QBOA account. If you're not sure how to get your own QBOA account, you can go ahead and click on the link below. For this one, because we are going to be in an advanced sample company, it's different than the sample company that you get through through your QBOA account. For this one, again, you have to be completely logged out of your QBOA account in order to access this one. So to start in the QBO Advanced Sample Company, we have to click on the link below. So go ahead and do that. And when you do, you will get this thing that asks if you're a robot. You can go ahead and click the box because you're certainly not a robot. Go ahead and click on continue. And when you do, your advanced sample company will upload. Now, as you can see, if you're used to working in the sample company, this looks very, very similar. There are other features here that we will be using in this exercise and future exercises for the December issue. So just know that we're going to have a lot of practice using this particular advanced sample company. So let's go ahead and get started. To do this, we need to click on the plus new button and then click on batch transactions. That's over here on the left-hand side. Click on plus new. And then under the other column is this batch transactions. Go ahead and click on that. And when you do, you will see what looks like kind of a grid here that we are going to be working in. Now, the batch transactions feature allows you to enter several transactions at once using something that looks like a spreadsheet. First, we'll need to select what type of transaction we are going to be entering in batch. And as we said from the scenario, these are sales receipts. So in the select transaction type field, we need to select sales receipts. That is this one right here. Click on that down arrow, and then you can go ahead and select sales receipts. And now that's just saying that QBO knows that all the things that we are about to enter are just sales receipts. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one, which was Amy's Bird Sanctuary. So in the customer field, we need to select Amy's Bird Sanctuary. Once again, go ahead and click into that. You can type it, but since she's right here at the top, go ahead and click on her name. Now you'll see her information populate for you, just like if you were in a single sales receipt transaction. So even though Craig did a mobile deposit on the checks received, we set the deposit to field to undeposited funds. That's this one right here, because he did not do them at the exact moment that he took the check. In a later exercise, we will create the deposit and match to these sales receipts. When the deposit is uploaded from the bank, then we're going to create a match to our deposit. So just like a regular sales receipt, as soon as you select Amy, some of the information already comes in, as I mentioned right here. If I scroll over, you see there's a lot of other fields that we are going to be looking at, and some of them we will complete. So let's add the items from Craig's note. If we go back to the note here, it looks like Amy has two things that was charged for her on the sales receipt. One is for design and one is for gardening. So in the payment method field, this is a check that we want to do. So go ahead and click into that to get the down arrow and then select check. The reference number is going to be the check number. So if we look at the check number, it is 1,104. So click into that box, go ahead and type in 1,104. There we go. In the the product service field, we need to select design. So I'm going to scroll over here. I'm going to click into it, click the down arrow, and design happens to be right here at the top. So I'm going to click on that. When you do, just like with any other sales receipt, QBO will automatically fill in the other fields here. Now we will need to add another line to Amy's sales receipt because if you see here, there are two different things. But if we put it on the next line right here, it's just going to create another sales receipt. So instead, we'll need to add another line just for Amy. There is a number of ways to do this, so we're going to just show you how to do one of them. We're going to click on the three dots here on this particular line. So if I scroll back over here, if you clicked on the one, you will see that these three dots appear. And then we want to select new line item. So go ahead and click on that new line item. And now it kind of like grays out a little bit so that you know this is part of that same sales receipt. It almost like it merges, if you can see right here, by creating this second line. This line right here is going directly into the sales receipt versus starting a brand new sales receipt. So in this one on the product service field, we want to select gardening. So again, I'm going to scroll over here until I get to this. Click into it and you can either hit the down arrow or you can start typing in gardening. I'm going to click the down arrow and select gardening. Once again, information is going to be filling out. But since the rate is not already preset in the product service, we need to add it here. The rate for here is, for this one, was $50. So click into the rate field and change that to 50. When you hit the tab key over, you can see that QBO has made that calculation for us, and our total now is 125, which is what her check was written for. So we have finished now with Amy's. Let's go ahead and create the sales receipt for Bill's Windsurf Shop. We're going to click on the second line in the customer field. I'm going to scroll back over here. Click on this line, and then you can go ahead and select Bill's Windsurf Shop. His information is going to appear. Just like we did with Amy's, in the payment method field, we need to select check. So click into it. You can click the down arrow and select check. The reference number is again that check number, which is 734. Let's go ahead and click into that box and type 734. In the product service field, we need to select rock fountain, and that is because that is what his note says right there. So I'm going to scroll over here on this same line, click into it. You can start typing in rock for rock fountain. There it is. The information populates for 275 is the total, which is what the check was written out for. So we are all good with Bill's Windsurf Shop, and let's move on to Duke's basketball camp. On the third line, we are going to click in the customer field and then click on Duke's basketball camp. So click into it and you will see that is pretty close to the top here still. Click on that. Again, the information is going to appear for you. Now this one is a little bit different because they paid via PayPal. So we'll need to set them up or set that up. There are several ways to handle PayPal, including installing the PayPal app, but we are going to use a clearing account. Now, a clearing account is just a temporary holding area for funds that will eventually be zeroed out, kind of like the undeposited funds that we have here for the checks and the cash. It's a clearing account, it's that holding account. So we are going to do the same here. In our case, the full sales amount will go in as a deposit, and then the PayPal fees will be recorded as an expense. So we will then transfer the money from the PayPal account to the bank account. Keeping them in mind, we're going to be doing these last two steps in a future exercise. So for now, all we want to do is create that PayPal account and then record it on the sales receipts. So we will also be adding a new payment method since we now have customers using PayPal. So we're about to create that new PayPal account. To do that, we need to click into the payment method field and then select plus add new, type PayPal and click save. So here's that payment method field. Click into it. You'll have to hit the down arrow so that you can hit this plus add new. It looks like little cross pencils there. Go ahead and type in the name PayPal. And when you do, you're going to go ahead and click on save. And now you can see that that is a new payment method created here. In the deposit to field, we're going to add a plus new. So go ahead and click in the deposit to field. When you do, you may need to click into it 2 times. Go ahead and click on add new. There we go. So even though PayPal isn't technically a bank account, we're going to be using it like it is one. So that's how we're going to set it up in QBO. In the detail field, we need to click checking. So right now it says bank, and then we're going to click on this down arrow here to select checking. In the name field, we want to type PayPal, and then we're going to save and close this. So change this name to PayPal. And then in the description field, we're going to leave that there or empty because it's pretty self-explanatory. Go ahead and click on the green save and close button, and you will see now the deposit to field that clearing account has been created. So in the product service field, we need to start typing trimming and then click on trimming when it shows up. So click into it, go ahead and start typing trimming. When you do, it will appear. Go ahead and click on that. You will see the other information appear for you. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It only mentions one thing for trimming, so there's no other quantity to change here. It is just going to be that rate and that amount. So at this point, we would normally just click on save and close, and you'll notice that that is not an option here. If you click that arrow, it's just save and send or save and print. So we're just going to click on save. And when we do, you will see this little pop-up appear. It says you've created 3 sales receipts, which is great. So go ahead and click on the green OK button. And that's it. Now you have created sales receipts in batch. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the Advanced Sample Company open, as you will need it for the next exercise in the warm-up section, where we practice adding a PayPal fee and transferring to the checking accounts. And I will see you in the next video.